Terence Crawford confirms that the Errol Spence rematch will be at 147, not 154. What's good, everybody? It's your boy, Cardinal Red Sports. Let's talk about it. Alright, so the big homie Terence Bud Crawford recently gave an interview on a podcast, and he spoke about the rumors that have been floating around about the Errol Spence rematch possibly being at 154 or 147, and he finally cleared up everything that has been said surrounding that rematch. I just wanted to break that down, give my 5,000 nickels for anybody listening.
Well, the contract states that either one or the other got to notify, in writing that he no longer can make the weight. If not, then the fight will be at 47. So the contract states that it have to go at 47 since neither I or Errol notified each other stating that we couldn't make the weight anymore. Well, yeah, he exercised his rematch, and that's the fight that should supposed to happen next. So we shall see, how negotiations go and how everything go. We post a fight in December.
Alright, y'all. So Bud basically cleared the air. He dispelled all the rumors, and he put the information out there surrounding the rematch, when it's going to happen, what weight class is going to happen at, and why it's happening at that weight class. So basically what he said was that Errol Spence had to put in writing in a certain amount of time that he could not make 147 pounds anymore if he wanted to move the fight to 154. Now, according to Bud, Errol Spence missed that deadline or just ignored the deadline altogether.
I'm back. I told you I was coming back with the police. Ask me, do I see the guilty party in this room? That's him right there.
Maybe he didn't know about the deadline, but I'm pretty sure he knew about it because PBC are the ones who wrote it into the contract. So he basically missed that deadline or ignored that deadline. So the fight is going forward at 147 pounds for the rematch. The titles most likely will be on the line again. And he also cleared up the air about when it's supposed to take place. Now, he didn't say that the fight date was official for a specific day, but he definitely said that this fight is planned for December, before the end of the year.
What is all this about? This is a promotional thing. What we do is I'm trying to help, the kids in the hood and all that whole thing. Tyson ain't showed. I done wrote letters and everything, he ain't showed.
So for anybody saying that it's happening at 154, according to Terence Crawford, that's not what's taking place. And this came out of Terence Crawford's own mouth. Now, what do I think about that? Do I feel like he's roping Errol Spence into another loss, or that he's ducking him at 154? I feel like this. If Errol Spence didn't, specify that he wanted the fight at 154 for whatever reason that he chose to not, specify that, then in his mind, I feel like he believes that he can beat Terence Crawford at 147.
Yeah, I guess so. Yeah.
Me as an Errol Spence fan, as an Errol Spence commentator, analyst, all these things, I'm a rock with Errol Spence. If Errol Spence feel like he can win the fight, I'm rocking with Errol Spence no matter what. Win or loss, I rode in with EJ. I'm riding out with EJ, whether he's on a gurney in a body bag.
Sweep the leg. You have a problem with that?
Or what? I'm just joking. But, whether he's, win or lose, the fight, I'm going to rock with EJ, Terence Bud Crawford, give him the credit for winning the first fight, but I do feel like there were circumstances why he won that first fight, and I think Terence Crawford knows that. The thing I don't respect about Terence Crawford is...
Man, that's fucked up, man. If it was y'all, I would have helped y'all.
What about the time he tried to choke me in Smoke backyard?
Oh, that was different.
Man, that's jumping.
Fuck that.
He gonna cry in the car.
He said some pretty disparaging things about Errol Spence. Here's the thing about Errol. Errol has never said he dislikes Terence. He's never said that Terence Crawford doesn't deserve his status. He's never said that Terence Crawford's not a great fighter. Now, the Errol Spence fans have drugged Terence Crawford up and down the stairwells face first, because I think everybody knows that his resume is nowhere near the resume of Errol Spence. Now, whether he's been destroying all the fighters that he's faced or not, it still doesn't change the fact that his resume is not as good as Errol Spence's when you compare the two. And he said some things in that interview that, rubbed me the wrong way, and it made me look at Terence Crawford like, you know what? You deserve to get drugged up and down the stairs face first, because you're highly disrespectful when it comes to Errol Spence, a guy who gave you your biggest shot, a guy who lined you up to be the welterweight champion, unified, undisputed of the world, and a guy who gave you your biggest payday. And he basically said that he has a better opportunity of making the Hall of Fame than Errol Spence does because of his undisputed status.
Who cares what they think? Like when you compare Errol Spence to Terence Crawford, there was no comparison. Like my career, I'm already going to the Hall of Fame. Like if we retire right now, he's not going to the Hall of Fame.
Because he's undisputed twice or whatever it is, that he's more likely to make the Hall of Fame. And the fact that Errol Spence was a 3-time unified champion, welterweight, is not going to get him into the Hall of Fame, which I find highly, disrespectful and a stupid comment, because Errol Spence is going to the Hall of Fame. Him unifying those 3 titles is enough to get him into the Hall of Fame. Not too many fighters have done that. And, I think Terence Crawford, he wants to basically get his praise and not give any praise back to Errol Spence, basically for making the fight or even for giving him the opportunity. If Errol Spence didn't win all 3 of those titles, Terence Crawford would not have this opportunity. He would have had a much steeper climb to get to the top of the mountain. So, that's highly disrespectful, if you ask me, of Terence Crawford. And I think this is the reason that, once again, he gets drugged up and down the steps by Errol Spence fans, because he does one thing and he says another, he says one thing then does another. But when it comes to this rematch, I do feel like Errol Spence has a heck of a chance. Now, according to reports and interview and a video that I did the other day, he is back with Blu-ray, working with Blu-ray, trying to get his body, back in fight shape for 147 pounds. Now, here's the thing, and I'm going to end it here. Does Errol Spence have to actually beat Terence Crawford and become undisputed in you guys' mind for him to make the Hall of Fame? Or do you think even without a Terence Crawford win, even if he takes another loss to Terence Crawford, that he'll still make the Hall of Fame just based off of his being the unified champion of the welterweight division 3 times is enough to get him to the Hall of Fame? Me personally, I think he's already done enough to make the Hall of Fame, but according to Terence Crawford, he hasn't done enough to make the Hall of Fame. So, I'm asking you guys that question. I would hope that you answer it down in the comment section below. Terence Crawford, heck of a fighter, but I think he's highly delusional. I think, especially when it comes to the Canelo situation, he's not getting that Canelo fight. Perhaps if he beats Errol Spence twice, Canelo would entertain him. But I still think even if he beats Errol Spence twice, there's nothing for Canelo to gain from that fight. So I don't really see it happening. Where is he going to go after that? Well, if Charlo wins, it changes the story. I think he will get a Charlo fight. Whether it'll be at 168 or catchweight, that's the question to be answered. As far as Errol Spence goes in the 147 fight, I hope he brings the pain. I hope he doesn't slack. I hope he takes his dieting very seriously. I hope he takes his workouts with Blu-ray very serious, and he gives the fans the fight that they wanted to see in the first fight, and hopefully this ends up being a trilogy. If it ends up being a trilogy, it's going to be one of the craziest trilogies in the history of the welterweight division.
As the rounds keep going, I get stronger and stronger instead of dropping. I just feel like, a lot of stuff that we do, I don't do on my own. Like, sometimes I think I can work out on my own, but I'm working out on my own pace. He's pushing me and I'm working out. That dude can do like 1,000 push-ups in 30 minutes. You know, kept running pull up, crazy stuff. You know, when he pushed me to that pace, it was not giving me time to rest, not giving me time to chill. I feel like, you know, he pushes me to the next level.
Y'all let me know what y'all think about all that down in the comment section below. That like button for me. Share. Subscribe. Holler at me on all social media platforms, Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, Twitter. But you're more than likely to get a response on the tube, so holler at me over there. If you want to collabo, feature a product or your channel on my channel, feel free to hit my Gmail, because it is a flock of cards at gmail.com. And we are
yeah. Now who's cold as refrigerator doors? Obliterated foes, most chicks and haters know. If not, I spit the player flows, trying to get the major dough, and I can't take it slow. Fast pace, cash chase, you in last place. Either he's in bad shape, I got a glass face. We've been doing it big since we was classmates. Now we grown men in the spot watching ass shake. And I'm on the go. Leave her feeling like she never been born before. Y'all sounding like y'all never touched a microphone before. And you can't clone the flow. He's on the flow, knocked out, comatose. Who wants some more? Told the chick, hold your tone. I'm on the phone. Yeah, you really don't want no violence. If a picture's worth a stack, I got a photo album. To the haters, how you like me now? Ain't got a deal, still it's about to go down. And he messed around, got the keys to the town, keys to the city, it's about to go down. To the haters, how you like me now? Ain't got a deal, still it's about to go down. And he messed around, got the keys to the town, keys to the city, it's about to go down. Now I don't know about y'all, but I'm all that sick flow, keep a doc on call. When I get in the game, your stock gon' fall. Put me on a sauce, one track, man, I'm gon' ball. Spin bars like rims on tires, with his Tim's on, y'all see him on fire. The chicks like Lewis Key, spit raw, but he local, he'll never get that far. Now you might see me in a pitch black car, with a 6-pack and big black cigar. Take a play a rat and give it back to ma. Y'all ain't up to my pile, run with a ma. What I blow come from a jar. If it's drama, come to your job. Lewis Keys, show him something they ain't seen. Get gangs of green off paper scheme. To the haters, how you like me now? Ain't got a deal, still it's about to go down. And he messed around, got the keys to the town, keys to the city, it's about to go down. To the haters, how you like me now? Ain't got a deal, still it's about to go down. And he messed around, got the keys to the town, keys to the city, it's about to go down. I'm a classic, acid spitter with a passion. Tryna make the cash get bigger, never crashing. Off a couple glasses of liquor, I'm surpassing. Even the baddest of spitters autographing. Tracks with a signature flow. Never listen to those with the miniature dough. See, I hope y'all know I may be the Black Tom Brady. Y'all can't play me. So do your thing and I'ma do mine. Keep biters on their toes with a new rhyme, new line. Blue pine turn to smoke. I burn bridges so I learned to float. Came up in the hood, no concerns and hope. Some of 'em fly straight, some turn to dope. Some of 'em climb up and then burn the rope, but not me. Louisville rapper IV. To the haters, how you like me?